So, most of you are probably not going to like what I have to say today, but it is the truth. I've been through it. The twin flame journey is a crock of shit. You're keeping yourself stuck in years of watching twin flame readings and waiting for your twin flame to come back and waiting for the next moment where you guys come into union. You can waste a lot of your life and your time waiting for that other person because you think that they're the only person for you, when it's a lie. There's so many other people out there that you can have amazing and wonderful connections with, but you choose to stay stuck on this one individual because you think that they're the end all and be all, when in fact that's not the truth. So again, you're caught up in this person, and the twin flame journey is definitely, as much as we want to think it's about coming back into union with your twin flame and being with your twin flame for the rest of your life, finding ways to overcome the challenges and ending up together. It's not nearly about any of that, as it is more about working on you and healing you. That's why your twin flame comes into your life. It's all about the you journey and finding yourself and healing yourself, healing your deep wounds from your childhood. It has nothing to do about ending up in a relationship with that person in the end. It has the twin flame is brought into your life so that you can awaken on your spiritual path and also work on the wounds that you need to heal in order to evolve on your spiritual path. Okay. Again, it's all a lie. I met my twin flame when I was 17, had the most intense spiritual connection um, that I've ever had with anyone. I've never had that kind of connection ever since, where that person feels like familiar and you've met them in a past life and the emotions are so intense and it's like nothing can even compare to that feeling or that person. Okay. But we went our separate ways at that age. Uh, we dated for a bit and then we went our separate ways, and I didn't see my twin flame again until 10 years later. And throughout that time, I always, thought of him. And actually, when we split up, when I was 17, it literally took me 3 years to get over this individual. That's how caught up I was and stuck on this person. And I did think about him over the years, and then he did come back. He moved away for a while. He came back into town, and we reconnected, and I pushed him away because I was afraid of, getting attached to him again and the same thing happening where I was abandoned by him and getting hurt by him. So I did push him away, and and then we kept coming back over the next few years, coming back into each other's lives and trying to make things work, but there was always some obstacle in the way, whether it was on my part or his part, or other relationships involved, other karmics involved. Um, and then finally, we did fully separate. He was on a spiritual path as well, and he turned his whole life to Christ, to Jesus. Whereas I kind of, have done that as well, but I also have my spiritual path where I like to do, the card readings and the witchy things still. Um, so yeah, it's just, and that's kind of at the point where I realized, when we split up on those two different paths, that it was more a journey about my own healing and my own leveling up versus being with him in the end. And now I can honestly say that I have no feelings for this individual anymore, this man. I've come into other relationships after him where I felt some very deep, intense connections as well. And it wasn't, with my twin flame. So I know that there's other people and other loves that you will come into contact with where you will have those intense moments, maybe not to that level of intensity, but there's other soulmates that will come in, or even maybe even other twin flames that aren't as intense, the relationship, but that can still be very, very rewarding. Okay. So yeah, if you decide to go on the spiritual path, because your twin flame will awaken you to that path, and you do the work and you keep evolving. Over time, that twin flame you're not going to resonate with anymore because you've done so much work on yourself. You've changed as a person. So the same things that you really used to be into and that you really used to want, desire, are going to change. You're going to change because you're going to change, right? From doing all the healing work, all the growing, all the evolving, that again, that twin flame is no longer going to resonate for you. Okay, you're going to have a different path. You're going to um, open yourself to other relationships, other connections. But the worst thing you can do is stay stuck on that person, okay? Because it's such just a toxic thing for yourself to stay stuck in. Always longing for that person, always waiting for the next opportunity to come back together, putting your life on pause for that person. It's just not good to do. You need to still keep going on with your life. You need to seek out other opportunities, other options for relationships. You need to work on you and work on, healing yourself from any traumas that you've been through, anything that you've dealt with, even from childhood. Continue to do the meditations, continue to do the yoga, continue to do the energy healing or, receiving or giving energy healing. Don't get caught up wasting your life on somebody and them being the sole focus of your life, the only focus, and you can't focus on anything else. You know, because you're really keeping yourself stuck. You're not going to be able to move on. You're not going to be able to move forward in your life. It's pretty wild, actually, how much I've changed since I was not only just 17, but in the last few years, where I've completely disconnected from my twin flame. And at this point, again, I have no feelings lingering whatsoever for this individual. I really wish him well on his path. And I feel actually now that if we would have been together, we would have been a mismatch for each other, because he had some, behaviors that were toxic, in my opinion. And I feel that, it wouldn't have worked out in the end for us because he has so much work to do on himself. And I don't know about now, but I know back then he had so much work to do on himself. So it's really just about you finding yourself and you healing yourself is what the twin flame journey is about, as I mentioned at the beginning. It has nothing to do with coming back into union with your person. It's just that person comes into your life as a catalyst to help you on your journey of healing, help you on your spiritual path. It's the catalyst to awaken you to a different way of life, a different way of being, and a different path in life. That's what the twin flame person comes into your life for. It has nothing to do, you're not going to end up with your twin flame. I mean, there might be certain situations where you do, but if you're getting stuck on someone for years and you're getting focused on them for years and you can't focus on any other area of your life and you're keeping yourself in misery because you're waiting for them to return for years and you're watching twin flame videos for years, you're really just keeping yourself stuck. You're not going to be able to move forward. You're not going to be able to enjoy life in any other way. You're not going to be able to meet someone else that might be the right fit for you or a genuine person. You might miss opportunities because you're so focused on this one individual because you think that they're it and that's all there is in life and that you can't have anybody else because you're so stuck on them. So if you are currently on this path, this twin flame journey, I would say to let this person go. Let this person go. Try and move on as best as you can. Focus on your own healing, your own spiritual journey, and open yourself up to other beautiful connections in your life because there are other people that you will connect with and that will bring a lot of joy and love to your life, and even intensity in a good way. But that will be people that will be safe for you and that will bring safety and comfort in your life. Thanks for watching, and if this resonated for you, please give it a thumbs up. Take care.